Sorry about that. Good evening, everybody. Give us a few minutes. We're going through some technical things, and we'll be right on. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We will go ahead and we will begin the first portion of tonight's double virtual meeting session for for our upcoming project on Flamingo Road. So, we'll go ahead and we'll get started. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. This is the virtual public meeting for the SR 823 Flamingo Road Resurfacing, Restoration, and Rehabilitation Project, from SR 820 Pines Boulevard to SR 824 Pembroke Road in the cities of Pembroke Pines and Miramar in Broward County, Florida. The financial project identification number is 447680-1-52-01N02, and today's date is Thursday, January 16th, 2025. Slide 2, virtual public meeting orientation. My name is Christian Gonzalez, and I will be tonight's moderator and presenter, and also the community outreach specialist for this project. As mentioned, this is a virtual public meeting that's broken up into 2 sessions. The first session is from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., and the second session is from 5:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. And just so everybody knows, a recording of this meeting will be made readily available to www.d4fdot.com. Slide 3, Title 6. The Florida Department of Transportation is required to comply with various non-discrimination laws and regulations of the Title 6 Act, the Title 6 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without the regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, and family status. Persons wishing to express concerns about Title 6 may do so by contacting either the District 4 or state Title VI coordinators at the contact information you see on your screen. Slide 4, participating in GoToWebinar. So those in attendance virtually, please note that this meeting is being recorded and all attendees will remain muted throughout the duration of the presentation. Attendees who wish to submit questions or comments can do so using the GoToWebinar question panel. Responses will be provided during the question and answer portion at the end. During the question and answer session at the end of the presentation, click the raise hand button on the control panel if you wish to speak. Your microphone will be unmuted when your name is called. If you experience technical difficulties, please contact GoToWebinar support at 1-833-851-8340. Should you lose audio during the session, please open the GoToWebinar control panel and change your audio to phone audio or no audio. Then switch it back to computer audio. If this does not work, you may need to exit and re-enter the webinar. Slide 5, meeting the team. I would like to take this time to introduce members of our project team. On the construction side, we have Ms. Sorelli Tejeda, who is our FDOT construction manager. We have Ms. Ina Leskovic, who is our FDOT project administrator, both with Broward operations. We have Mr. Brad Salisbury, who is our design project manager with District 4. Mr. Greg Jett, who's one of our roadway design engineers with FDOT District 4. Mr. Billy Scott, another roadway design engineer with FDOT District 4. And Mr. Hendrik Mendez is our traffic operations engineer with BCC Engineering. And myself, again, Christian Gonzalez, the community outreach specialist for this project. Slide 5, elected official acknowledgement. At this time, we would like to take the opportunity to welcome any elected officials we have with us here today, or representatives from either of the municipalities. If you wish to be recognized, please raise your hand. If not, I will proceed on to the next slide. Okay, moving on. Slide 7, FDOT mission statement. The mission of the Florida Department of Transportation is to provide a safe statewide transportation system that promotes the efficient movement of people and goods, supports the state's economic competitiveness, prioritizes Florida's environment and natural resources, and preserves the quality of life and connectedness of the state's communities. The department focuses on key areas to achieve that, including safety, resiliency, supply chain technology, and workforce development. Each of these elements touches the lives of people who use our roadways every day. FDOT understands the community's unique needs and builds a transportation system that improves connectivity, enhances the quality of life, and achieves a shared community vision. Slide 8, 2055 Florida Transportation Plan. The 2055 Florida Transportation Plan, is a comprehensive statewide blueprint guiding Florida's 30-year transportation future. The FTP's transportation policy lays the foundation for investments in FDOT's work program. Updated every 5 years, the plan will be developed through a steering committee guidance, focus group support, and comprehensive community engagement, both partner and public engagement. This plan will be updated over the next 18 months and be adapted by November 2025. Our goal is that the FTP will be the plan for which Florida's communities can see themselves and our stakeholders can use to develop their transportation plans and strategies. We welcome you to join the process by participating in one of 5 diverse focus groups that includes safety, resilient infrastructure, economic development, workforce development, and technology, or attending one of our regional workshops or one of our statewide webinars. Please visit the FDOT 2055 Florida Transportation Plan website at floridaftp.com or scan the QR code on your screen for more information and meeting dates. Slide 9, project limits and overview. To dive into the details on our project, the purpose of our project is to enhance the safety, resiliency, and longevity of our community. The current length of our corridor is around 1.03 miles. Contractors Weekly Asphalt Paving Incorporated. Construction start is January 2025, with an estimated completion of fall 2025, and a contract cost around $3.1 million. And as you can see, our limits again are from Flamingo Road between Pines Boulevard and Pembroke Road. Slide 10, scope of work. Roadway improvements on our project consist of milling and resurfacing the existing roadway within the project limits to ensure long-term infrastructure resiliency. We're also going to be constructing a new right turn lane along eastbound Pembroke Road to southbound Flamingo Road to improve vehicular capacity and mobility. And finally, as for roadway improvements, we're going to be upgrading concrete sidewalks, curb ramps, pavement markings, and signage to improve visibility and accessibility. And as you can see by the image on your right, it shows the current conditions of Pembroke Road eastbound going towards Flamingo Road southbound. You can see that we have 2 left turn lanes, 2 through lanes, and no right turn lane. But once we're done with our project, we will have a nice new dedicated right turn lane going to southbound Flamingo Road. Slide 11, scope of work continued. Now for our pedestrian signal and lighting improvements, we're going to be upgrading existing pedestrian signals at signalized intersections to improve push button accessibility. We're also going to be replacing the traffic signal mast arm at the northwest corner of Pembroke Road to enhance traffic safety and mobility and improve signal visibility. And finally, we're going to be installing new light poles with LED fixtures at the intersections of Washington Street and Pembroke Road to improve safety and enhance nighttime visibility. And again, the image on your right is pre-construction conditions of Flamingo Road approaching the intersection of Pembroke Road. Now, with that, I'd like to turn our attention over to our project administrator, Ms. Ina Leskovic, to go over the proposed typical section and what to expect during construction. Ina?
Thank you, Christian. Good evening. My name is Ina Leskovic, project administrator. Slide number 12. The proposed typical section above shows the final conditions of information about lane closures, detours, and pedestrian impacts will be provided in a weekly /BCF-DOT. Next slide, please. Safety and local coordination. Public safety is our top priority. Work zone signage and maintenance of traffic. Advance warning and project signage will be placed throughout the construction corridor to alert the traveling public. Local agency stakeholder coordination. The project team will continue working closely with local stakeholders, including local municipalities, schools, neighborhoods, and other local agencies to ensure safety standards are met and impacts to the public are minimized in any way possible. Emergency vehicles will be provided access at all times. And now I'm going to turn it back to Christopher.
Thank you. Slide 16. There we go. Slide 16, community outreach. To receive project-specific updates, please email myself, Community Outreach Specialist Christian Gonzalez. The email you see on your screen to be added to our distribution list. Please note that a weekly press release will be distributed every Friday. And additional project-specific information can be found on our website. And as previously mentioned, a copy of this recording will be posted to our website, d4fdot.com. And a reminder to all that the community feedback is at the core of all we do. FDOT works with the public to balance their community vision with the community's transportation needs. This is routine on all of our projects to ensure Florida's infrastructure is safe, resilient, and efficient for many years into the future. Project update flyers and emails will be distributed as needed, and all project updates will be posted to the District 4 website. Again, that website is www.d4fdot.com. Slide 17, reminder for participating in GoToWebinar. As previously mentioned earlier in the presentation, all attendees will remain muted until we get to the question and answer session. Attendees who wish to submit questions or comments can do so using the GoToWebinar question panel. If you wish to speak, click the raise hand button on your control panel and your microphone will be unmuted when your name is called. If you experience technical difficulties, please contact GoToWebinar support at 1-833-851-8340. Should you lose audio during the session, please open the GoToWebinar control panel and change the audio to phone audio or no audio, then switch back to computer audio. If this does not work, you may need to exit and re-enter the webinar. Now at this time, I would like to invite our project team members virtually here with us this evening to turn on the cameras so that we can begin our question and answer session of this meeting. So I do see that we do have one person online with us virtually. We have Leah Del Rio. So I'm not sure if this participant would like to ask any specific questions about our project. Okay, so bear with me. I do see. Okay, so there's no. Okay, all right. Thank you, Leah. We'll go ahead and we'll close out our meeting, the first portion of our virtual meeting. So thank you guys. Slide 19, contact us. Throughout the project, questions and comments can be submitted via email or phone to either the contacts you see on your screen. We do have the contact information for our FDOT construction manager, Mr. Eli Tejeda, our FDOT project administrator, Ms. Ina Leskovic, and myself, Christian Gonzalez, as the community outreach specialist. Slide 20, FDOT safety message. Florida law requires you to move over a lane when you can do so safely for stop, law enforcement, emergency, sanitation, utility service vehicles, tow trucks, or wreckers. Maintenance and construction vehicles with displaying warning lights, and any disabled vehicle on the side of the road. If you can't move over, then or when on a 2-lane road, slow the speed to 20 miles less than the posted speed limit. And with that, we'll close out the first of 2 virtual public meeting sessions. Stick around, we'll be right back. So good evening, everybody. Thank you again for joining us for the second virtual meeting. This meeting is for the SR 823 Flamingo Road Resurfacing, Restoration, and Rehabilitation Project from SR 820 Pines Boulevard to SR 824 Pembroke Road in the cities of Pembroke Pines and Miramar in Broward County, Florida. Financial project ID is 447680-1-52-01 and 02. And today's date is Thursday, January 16th, 2025. Slide 2, virtual public meeting orientation. My name is Christian Gonzalez, and I will be tonight's moderator and presenter, and also the community outreach specialist on this project. Reminder that this is the second of 2 virtual meetings tonight. The first one was just held from 5 to 5:30, and now this one is being held from 5:30 to 6. A reminder that a recording of this virtual public meeting will be posted to our website, www.d4fdot.com. Slide 3, Title 6. The Florida Department of Transportation is required to comply with various non-discrimination laws and regulations, including the Title 6 of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without the regard. Sorry about that. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, and family status. Persons wishing to express concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting either the District 4 or state Title VI coordinators at the contact information you see on your screen. Slide 4, participating in GoToWebinar. Reminder that this meeting is being recorded and all attendees will remain muted throughout the duration of the presentation. Attendees who wish to submit questions or comments can do so using the GoToWebinar question panel. Responses will be provided during the question and answer portion at the end. During the Q&A session at the end of the presentation, please click the raise hand button in the control panel if you wish to speak, and your microphone will be unmuted when your name is called. If you experience technical difficulties, please contact GoToWebinar support at 1-833-851-8340. Should you lose audio during the session, please open the GoToWebinar control panel and change your audio to phone audio or no audio, then switch it back to computer audio. If this does not work, you may need to exit and re-enter the webinar. Slide 5, meeting the team. We'd like to take this opportunity to introduce members of our project team in both the construction and the design side. For construction, we have our FDOT construction manager, Mr. Rally Tejeda. We have our FDOT project administrator, Ms. Ina Leskovic. From the design side, we have Mr. Brad Salisbury, who's our design project manager out of District 4. Mr. Greg Jett, who's our roadway design engineer, also out of District 4. And Mr. Billy Scott is our other roadway design engineer, also out of District 4. And finally, I have Mr. Hendrik Mendez, who is our traffic operations project manager with BCC Engineering. Slide 6, elected official acknowledgement. At this time, we would like to acknowledge any elected officials that are here with us this evening. I do know we have some members of the City of Pembroke Pines and City of Hollywood engineering departments here with us tonight. So welcome to those that are here with us online. In Miramar, yes. Seeing as we do not have any special elected officials with us this evening, we'll go ahead and proceed to the next slide. Slide 7, FDOT mission statement. The mission of the Florida Department of Transportation is to provide a safe, statewide transportation system that promotes the efficient movement of people and goods, supports the state's economic competitiveness, prioritizes Florida's environment and natural resources, and preserves the quality of life and connectedness of the state's communities. The department focuses on key areas to achieve that include safety, resiliency, supply chain, technology, and workforce development. Each of these elements touches the lives of the people who use our roadways every day. FDOT understands the community's unique needs and builds a transportation system that improves connectivity, enhances the quality of life, and achieves a shared community vision. Slide 8, the 2055 Florida Transportation Plan. The 2055 FTP is a comprehensive statewide blueprint guiding Florida's 30-year transportation future. The FTP's transportation policy lays the foundation for investments into the FDOT work program. Updated every 5 years, the plan will be developed through a steering committee guidance, focus group support, and comprehensive community engagement, both partner and public engagement. The plan update will be developed over the next 18 months and be adapted by November 2025. Our goal is that the FTP will be the plan in which Florida's communities can see themselves and our stakeholders can use to develop their transportation plans and strategies. We welcome you to join the process by participating in one of our 5 diverse focus groups that includes safety, resilient infrastructure, economic development, workforce development, and technology. You can attend one of our regional workshops or one of our statewide webinars. Please visit the FDOT 2055 Florida Transportation Plan website at floridafdp.com or scan the QR code for more information and meeting dates. Slide 9, project limits and overview. As a reminder, again, our project does run along Flamingo Road from Pines Boulevard to Pembroke Road with a purpose of enhancing the safety, resiliency, and longevity of the community. Project length is around 1.03 miles, and our contractor is Weekly Asphalt Paving Incorporated. Our construction start is January 2025 with a completion of fall 2025 and a contract cost around $3.1 million. Slide 10, scope of work. Roadway improvements as part of this project include the milling and resurfacing of the existing roadway within project limits to ensure long-term infrastructure resilience, constructing a new right turn lane along eastbound Pembroke Road to southbound Flamingo Road to improve vehicular capacity and mobility, and finally, upgrading concrete sidewalks, curb ramps, pavement markings, and signage to improve visibility and accessibility. And as you can see with the image on your right, that is the current conditions of Flamingo Road eastbound just west of Pembroke Road just west of Flamingo Road, where you can see we have 2 dedicated left turn lanes and 2 through lanes. But once we're done with our project, we will have a new dedicated right turn lane, which our project administrator Ina Leskovich will touch on shortly. Slide 11, scope of work continued. As far as pedestrian signal and lighting improvements go, we're going to be upgrading existing pedestrian signals at signalized intersections to improve push button accessibility. We're going to be replacing signal mast arms at the northwest corner of Pembroke Road to enhance traffic safety and mobility and improve signal visibility. And finally, installing new light poles with LED fixtures at the intersections of Washington and Pembroke Road to improve safety and enhance nighttime visibility. And again, the image on your right, is of current conditions along Flamingo Road, heading south as you approach the intersection with Pembroke Road. Now at this time, I would like to turn the meeting over to our project administrator, Ms. Ina Leskovich, to go over the typical section and what to expect during construction. Ina?
Thank you, Chris. Good evening. My name is Ina Leskovich, and I'm the project administrator. Slide 12. The proposed typical section above shows the final condition of Flamingo Road following resurfacing and reconstruction operations between Pines Boulevard and Pembroke Road. Slide 13. The proposed typical section above shows the final condition of Pembroke Road with a new dedicated right turn lane to southbound Flamingo Road. Slide 14, traffic impacts, maintenance of traffic. Single lane closures along Flamingo Road are permitted as needed, daily 9 a.m. until 4 p.m., nightly 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. Double lane closures along Flamingo Road are permitted as needed, nightly 9 p.m. until 7 a.m. Single lane closures along Pembroke Road are permitted as needed, daily 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. Motorist and pedestrian access to businesses and residences will be maintained at all times. Additional information about lane closures, detours, and pedestrian impacts will be provided in a weekly traffic report distributed by FDOT and can be viewed using the following link, www.d4fdot.com/BCFDOT. Safety and local coordination. Public safety is our top priority. Work zone signage and maintenance of traffic. Advance warning and project signage will be placed throughout the construction corridor to alert the traveling public. Local agency and stakeholder coordination. The project team will continue working closely with local stakeholders, including local municipalities, schools, neighborhoods, and other local agencies, to ensure safety standards are met and impacts to public are minimized in any way possible. Emergency vehicles will be provided access at all times. Now I'm going to give it back to Chris.
Thank you, Ina. Slide 16, community outreach. As a reminder, community feedback is at the core of all we do. FDOT works with the public to balance the community vision with the community's transportation need. This is routine on all of our projects to ensure Florida's infrastructure is safe, resilient, and efficient for many years into the future. Project updates, project update flyers and emails will be distributed as needed, and all project updates will be posted to the District 4 website. And just some housekeeping, if you do wish to be added to our distribution list that we are growing for this project, you can do so by emailing me at csgonzalez@coordino.com to be added to our distribution list. As a reminder that we do send out a weekly press release that will be distributed every Friday, and any additional project-specific information can be found on our website, and also a copy of this recording can be found at www.d4fdot.com. Slide 17, reminder for participating in GoToWebinar. Reminder that all attendees will remain muted throughout this portion. Attendees who wish to submit questions or comments can do so using the GoToWebinar question panel. If you wish to speak, please click the raise hand button on the control panel and your microphone will be unmuted when your name is called. If you experience technical difficulties, please contact GoToWebinar support at 1-833-851-8340. Should you lose audio during the session, please open the GoToWebinar control panel and change your audio to phone audio or no audio, then switch it back to computer audio. If this does not work, you may need to exit and re-enter the webinar. Slide 18, live Q&A. So at this time, I would like to welcome the members of our project team to turn on their cameras so we can stand ready to answer any questions that our attendees have for us. So I do see that we have 3 attendees. I know Leah, who was here for the first one, is still on with us right now. We have Mr. Salvador Zuniga with the City of Miramar, and Mr. Carl Kennedy, who's actually with us here in person with the City of Pembroke Pines as well. And I do see that we did just have somebody joining us, Mr. Phil Bender. Mr. Bender, if you can hear me, we just entered the question and answer portion of our meeting. So if you do have any questions or comments, please let us know, and we'll be gladly answer any of your questions. And if you do wish to ask, you have to click the raise hand button so that I can unmute you. Okay, seeing as we don't have any additional questions at this time, we'll go ahead and proceed to close out our meeting. Slide 19, contact us. Throughout the project, questions and comments can be submitted via email or phone to any of the contacts you see on your screen. We do have the contact for our FDOT construction manager, Ms. Cirelli Tejeda, our FDOT project administrator, Ms. Ina Leskovic, and myself, Christian Gonzalez, as the community outreach specialist. Slide 20, FDOT safety message. Our safety message does revolve around move over, our new move over law. Reminder that Florida law requires you to move over a lane for any stop law enforcement, emergency, sanitation, utility service vehicles, tow trucks or wreckers, maintenance or construction vehicles with displaying warning lights, and any disabled vehicle on the side of the road. If you cannot move over, or when you are in a 2-lane road, slow to a speed that is 20 miles less than the posted speed limit. Slide 21. That concludes our second virtual public meeting for tonight. We will stick around for a little bit in case there are any questions that do come in. But for now, we will sign off. And if there are any questions that are asked, I will be ready to maneuver that. So if you have any questions, please just let us know, and we'll be here for the next 15 minutes virtually to answer those questions and comments. Thank you. Mr. Bender, I did see that your hand is raised. I will unmute you now, so give me a couple seconds to unmute you and just kind of make sure the connection works. Mr. Bender, if you can hear me, can you try to unmute yourself on your end? Mr. Bender, can you hear me? I see that your microphone is now unmuted. So if you can hear me, you do have the floor to ask your question or make your comment. Mr. Bender, can you hear me? Hello, testing. I think it's working. Mr. Bender, it does show that the microphone is unmuted on my end. If anything, Mr. Bender, if you're having technical difficulties with your audio, you can type in the question in the question panel. That's where we've had a few comments be made to that already. Excuse me. you hear me?